Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Parasyte the Maxim, episode 6, The Sun Also Rises. This episode was turned, like, for real. I thought I'd never use that term, but this episode was pretty freaking awesome. Oh my god, I was not prepared, because you know, in last episode, Shinichi pretty much got stabbed in the chest in the heart by the woman that he's always known as his mother, but it's no longer his mother, of course, because she was beheaded and her head was replaced by a parasite. So he pretty much died instantly when she stabbed him in the chest, and Migi, wanting to be able to sustain his own life, but also I feel like Migi is starting to have some compassion towards Shinichi. Migi merged himself with Shinichi's body to pretty much get his heart back beating. He got his heart working again, and he was feeding him like sugar and water, making sure that he was at least had a little bit enough of nutrients to continue living. And Shinichi eventually, it seemed like maybe 3 or 4 days later, he got up and he was like throwing up and convulsing in the bathroom, and you see this huge scar on his chest and his back, which is where the parasite stabbed him. So Shinichi was like, he looked at the scar and he was like, it looks like it was pretty much melted back together, and it wasn't necessarily stitched like how it would be if you went to the doctor and got it sewn together. So he realized that everything that happened, everything that he saw up until this point, wasn't just a dream. Like his mother, pretty much him knowing that his mother is dead and that he was almost killed by the parasite that took over her body, which is really sad. So after all of that, they show like Murano and his other friend, I can never remember her name. They showed them at school and they're looking for him, like they don't know where he is, like what happened to him, blah blah blah. And the friend was like, well, asked Murano if she wants to go see him after school. She's like, well, I don't know where he lives. And Murano blushed and said, I was at his house the other day, blah blah blah. So Murano goes to see Shinichi. Shinichi, once he has awoken, he gets a call, like they call the house, and it's the hospital that his dad is in. His dad is okay. His dad is still alive, which at that point at the end of last episode, I thought that his father was dead too. But his father is still alive. He's in the hospital right now, and that Shinichi can come and he can bring clothes or whatever. Shinichi was glad to leave to go make sure his father was okay. So Shinichi leaves. He's confronted by Murano. Murano's trying to make sure he's okay. I feel like Murano really does have feelings for Shinichi, and Shinichi tells her, like, cold shoulder, like, that he's not going to be in school for a while. So Murano pretty much she asks him if he's going to be coming back soon, and he smiles at her and walks away, and then his first thought is, I'm going to kill her, which was, he was talking about his mother, or the woman, at least, who used to be his mother. So we see, like, he gets on a boat and he's headed towards the hospital where his father is, and there's a girl sitting next to him. She pretty much draws him out of his subconscious thinking, telling him that he looks like she wants to make sure that he's okay. He looks like there's something wrong, and he really doesn't say much to her. But after all of that, like, he asks her does she know where the hospital is, because he could tell by her uniform that she's from the city where the hospital is. So he gets her to show him where the hospital is, and then she runs off. He goes into the hospital and, like, he goes to the front desk. She tells him where he is. And then they show, like, police officers, like, detectives talking to Shinichi's dad, and Shinichi's dad was pretty much telling them what he saw, which he saw his wife Nobuko get her head taken off, and then he fell into the ocean, I guess, trying to get away from the parasite. So he tells them this. They pretty much tell him that he's crazy and that he doesn't know what he's talking about, blah blah blah. So he believes them somewhat. We know he doesn't really believe him, because after Shinichi talks to him and tries to explain to him what's going on with him, as well as what he knows is happening to his mother, his dad cuts him off and says he can't talk about that right now. So they pretty much go about their business. And they find out that Nobuko actually, like, she went back to the hotel that they were staying in, and she said she was going to stay for one more night, but the husband was supposed to be staying for one more day on business, and then she checked out the next morning. So, which would explain how Nobuko, or the Parasyte, knew where their house was. So she's going to be coming for him soon. I already see it coming. She's going to be coming for Shinichi's dad once she finds out where he is, because he knows too much. So after all of that, they show Shinichi's, Shinichi's dad tells him to go stay in a hotel. He goes to the hotel, and it turns out that it's the same girl that helped him find the hospital earlier. Her mother owns the hotel, so he stays there for a while. Him and Migi have a conversation, and he finds out that while Migi is sleeping, he is literally dead to the world for 4 hours every day. So during that time, Migi can't even sense if another parasite is near them. He can't do anything. He's literally asleep. So if anything were to happen during that time, Shinichi would pretty much be screwed, which really sucks, because without Migi, Shinichi is dead. He's a dead man. So Migi explains all this to Shinichi, and he says that he can tell that Shinichi has a lot of animosity towards him because one of his kind was the ones that killed his mother, blah blah blah. And Shinichi was like, no, I really don't have any animosity towards you because you're helping me. I really wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for you. So they go about their business. He goes back to the hospital, and he's like helping his dad, blah blah blah. And he's sitting outside, and Migi wakes up and tells him that he senses a parasite 300 meters away. So but while all that is happening, the girl comes up, and Maki comes up and pretty much tells him, asks him if he has a girlfriend, and literally as soon as that happened, Migi tells him that there's a parasite 300 meters away, and Shinichi darts, after me blended with his bloodstream or whatever, he doesn't have to wear his glasses anymore. He has an amazing sense of hearing. He can sense people coming near him, blah, blah, blah. He's just like Spider-Man now. So he literally flew down the street, and Maki was trying to keep up with him, and he hit a seawall. And Maki was trying to tell him that if he kept going that way, he was going to hit a seawall. He jumped over the wall. I was like, really, dude? Really? This is what we do now? So Shinichi is running down the pier, down the seawall, and he sees a person going down the stairs, and Migi is trying to tell him something, but he won't let Migi say it. And then right when he's about to confront the person at the bottom of the stairs, the episode ends. I was like, really, dude? Really? This is what we do now? I was so mad. I was so angry. I want to know what Migi was going to say. I have a feeling it looked like Shinichi's dad that was walking down the stairs, so there's a possibility that it could be his dad. So I don't know. I was so angry at this episode. I'm like, why do y'all keep doing this? Why? I don't understand. But I am so looking forward to next episode. Next episode is going to be so freaking interesting. I can't wait to see if it is Shinichi's dad, because that would be so freaking awesome. Well, it wouldn't be awesome, but it'd be awesome. It would explain a little bit. But I mean, as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How did you feel about the way things ended on this episode? Who do you think that person is? Do you really think that it might be Shinichi's mom? I honestly don't think it is, but maybe that's just me. So, as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg. Saying adios.